J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear in full sublimation. What are you waiting? Visit us now. J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear in full sublimation. What are you waiting? Visit us now.
Welcome back to the EOC Gymnasium dito po sa Bayan ng Prosperidad, the provincial capital of Agusan del Sur. As you're still watching the live coverage of the Boys 5-on-5 High School Basketball Tournament of the 66th edition of PALAROng Pambansa. Sa kamayang hapon sa atong tanan, ako po si Ray Alonsagay. We thank you for watching sa ating live coverage ng ating tournament here in Agusan del Sur, as this live stream is powered by J Project Sports. So this matchup this afternoon is between Central Visayas Fighters versus the Fearless Highlanders of the Cordillera Administrative Region. So itong laro na ito, it's a must-win situation for these two teams as they're still on the hunt for a spot in the quarterfinals. So every possession, every point, every hustle play will be at stake here. Yan ang ating matutuhayan dito. This is a must-win situation for these two teams as they're on the hunt for a possible quarterfinal spot. And by the way, the quarterfinals will start by tomorrow morning mula po dito sa EOC Gymnasium. So shoutout po tayo sa ating mga kababayan mula po sa Central Visayas, especially sa probinsya ng Cebu, ng Bohol, Siquijor provinces. Sa kamayang hapon sa inyo, adya. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagtanaw sa atong live coverage hatid sa inyo ng J Project Sports. And we're now underway. And here comes Central Visayas. Almost lost it on their first possession. Here comes Pakibot on the dribble drive inside. He was trying to draw the foul pero walang pito tinawag. Here comes Cordillera. And here comes number 11 ng Cordillera with 14 on the shot clock. That's Algas, may tanga ng bola. Swings it over, 3-point shot. Late contest, loose ball, and that will go to Team Central Visayas. Itong Central Visayas, the fighters are composed of players. Majority of the players are from the Sacred Heart School Ateneo de Cebu. Pakibot got bumped, somehow gets it to go, and that's the first basket of the game para kang Sanjo Pakibot. And Central Visayas able to break the ice. Nice forward pass. Shot is up and good from Abando. And Cordillera now on the scoring board. And hold on, there's a whistle. And we might have the first foul of the game. That's right, that's against Team Cordillera. And first foul was called against number 14, Aduan, one of their main ball handlers on the lineup for Cordillera. So first moments of the opening quarter here in this matchup on this must situation for these two teams. Gaviola wants to go on the high-low play, but a good interior defense para dito sa Cordillera. So we have a capacity crowd on hand ngayong hapon mula po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. We still have a couple of games coming up afterwards. And by the way, after this game, it will be between the matchup sa pagitan ng Zamboanga Peninsula, Region 9 versus Region 11, Davraa, the reigning champions of the high school boys basketball tournament. Aduan goes on the fast break. Swings it over. Abando rims out on the three-point attempt. Rebound tracked down by Cordillera. Aduan wants to go aggressive. Lots of traffic underneath. Swinging the basketball over. With 5 to shoot. Aduan has to make a shot here. Down to 2 on the shot clock. Abando for 3. Grazes the front iron. And we go the other way. There's Pakibot. Pabalik ang Basa. He'll try a free. That's off target. That's Gaviola offensive rebound. Javelosa. Pabalik ang Gaviola. Looks to muscling his way through two defenders. Comes up way short. And here comes Aduan. Will set up the offense for Cordillera. Aduan aatake. Bibigay sa labas. 12 sa kanilang shot clock. Mintis yung tira sa ilalim. Ball possession will stay with Cordillera with 7 on the shot clock. And this is the final game sa bracket D, as these two teams will try to hunt this possible quarterfinal spot here in the EOC Gymnasium. Aduan with 3 to shoot. He'll launch from long range and he misses. And Basa goes on the other side para dito sa Team Central Visayas. So they won their last game in dominating fashion. That basket drops and one. Magmula dito sa kanilang big man Tan Galviola. And an opportunity for the three-point play. And there's the bench of the Cordillera Administrative Region Athletic Association, also known as CARAA, led by their head coach Elehino. So that's the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera. So chance for one more at the foul line for Tan Gaviola rather. Solid outing for him last night on their win against Sok Sargen. Misses the bonus shot. Javelosa tracks down an offensive rebound, ball's loose. And here comes Cordillera. Aduan nagmamadali. He will pass it out to his teammate. Aduan now directing traffic. Plenty of time to work with on the shot clock. Algas. Ibigay kang Mangawang with 5 to shoot. Oh, shot clock winding down to two on the shot clock. He has to fire away. This time he misses. And Basa on the other end. Fast break coming for Team Cebu. Mintis yung tira. And that rolls out. And we have a foul against Team Cebu. And Gaviola commits the blocking foul. 4-2 ating scoring tally dito sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium. And there's Coach Romel Rasmo, the head coach for the Central Visayas Fighters. And this team is composed of players from the Sacred Heart School Ateneo de Cebu. And a steal from Basa. Basa got slipped and stolen away by Aduan. So nawalan ng control ng kanyang pivot foot itong si Basa. Mangawang, bibigay kang Algas. Plenty of time to work with on the shot clock. They have to sell things down dito sa ating possession, but that's a missed shot from the perimeter. Here comes Javelosa on the other end. Gonzalez on the drive. Basket counts and one. So 6-2 para dito sa Team Central Visayas. 6:17 remaining dito sa ating first quarter. So bonus shot coming up para kang number 14, that's Dio Gonzalez. So ditong si Dio Gonzalez having a solid outing last night, and I think referees are signaling that there's some wet spots on the basketball court, and they need some assistance from our gymnasium staff dito sa ating EOC Gymnasium. So they're trying to make sure na maging maayos ang ating playing court to avoid untoward incidents involving the players and also the referees dito sa ating playing venue for the 5-on-5 high school boys basketball tournament. Okay, they're gonna try to check kung maayos ang ating playing court, and we play on. So bonus free throw coming up for Dio Gonzalez. Solid contribution for this young fella from Central Visayas. So bonus free throw is good for Dio Gonzalez. Yep, it's now a 7-2 start for the fighters ng Central Visayas. 3-point shot, quick release, and hits it. And that's the first three-pointer of the game from Pascual ng Team Cordillera. 7-5 with 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. A must-win game for these two teams. Resho jacks it up, looks for the answer, comes up short. And hold on, there's a foul against Cordillera on the rebounding play. So last foul was on the big guy ng Cordillera, that's Manlongat, with the personal foul. So ball will stay here with Central Visayas. 14 to shoot. Abelosa pops out for 3. And ball will sail out of bounds. That will go to Cordillera. So a low-scoring start for these two teams. Highly competitive game considering that this game has possible implications as these two teams are fighting for a possible quarter-final spot. This is the final game sa Bracket D sa pagitan ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera Administrative Region. Penalty na pala ang Cordillera, so that means free throws for Central Visayas. So second foul on Mangawang ng Cordillera. So dalawang free throws coming up para dito kang number 18. That's I think that's Resho. That's John Ray Resho, able to hit his first free throw. So solid effort for John Ray Resho last night on their win against Soksargen kagabi. It was a dominant performance from Central Visayas kagabi. They won by a huge margin against Soksargen. So we have a capacity crowd on hand. Wala po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. So we have several more games coming up. Wala po dito sa EOC Gymnasium. And second shot is good for John Ray Resho, one of their swingman ng Central Visayas. There's that trap at the backcourt. Ball is loose and stolen by Basa. So Lian Basa with good hands, but Aduan takes it right back. It's a 4-on-2. Aduan pulls up for 3. Rebound, loose ball, and last touch by Manglongat. Here comes Resho. Now goes behind the back, able to take it across the timeline. Gonzalez, entry pass, Monredondo almost lost it. Lian Basa, plenty of time on the shot clock. He drives into the lane, misses the layup. And a foul on Central Visayas. So last foul was against Dio Gonzalez, and that's the third team foul for Central Visayas. So timeout on the floor, tatawag ng timeout ang Cordillera Administrative Region.
Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear and full sublimation.
So a highly competitive first quarter for these two teams as they're still on the hunt for a possible quarterfinal spot. As Central Visayas still on top by 4, 9-5 ang ating talaan, 5:08 to go in this opening quarter. Mula po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. And we have another stoppage of play. I think there's some discussions with our referees and table officials. And by the way, the games ng ating 5-on-5 Boys High School Basketball Tournament are officiated by the DepEd Basketball Referees Association. So a lot of anticipation from the Prosperidad crowd because we still have a couple of games coming up mula po dito sa EOC Gymnasium. This is inside the Government Center sa provincial capital ng Agusan del Sur. That's the beautiful town of Prosperidad. And has been a great atmosphere ngayong araw na ito mula po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. And of course, shoutout natin sa ating mga kababayan mula po sa Northern Luzon, in particular sa Cordillera Administrative Region, mula sa Abra, Ifugao Mountain Province, sa Benguet. So magandang hapon po sa inyo dyan. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. And I would like to give a shoutout to the crew of J Project Sports. And this is led by Randy Sabay. So shoutout po sa inyo dyan sa ating mga kaibigan from J Project Sports. And also we would like to recognize the chairman of J Project Clothing Shop. That's Mr. Vicente P. Linogon Jr. So 5:08 to go dito sa ating first quarter. And there's our crew from J Project Sports. So we're currently at the halfway point sa ating first quarter. There's the free throw coming up from Pascual ng Cordillera as he converts. It's now a 1-point game, 7-6 sa ating talaan. Pakibot on the ball fake at natawagan ng traveling violation. And I'm feeling the energy from the Prosperidad crowd kasi they're anticipating the arrival of the defending champions of the 5-on-5 boys basketball tournament. Actually, nasa likod ko yung mga boys ng Team Davao Eagles. You know, so they're actually just watching the game between Cordillera and Central Visayas. And 2 on the shot clock. That three-pointer comes up short from Pascual. And here comes Monredondo on top of the key. Swings it over to Conopio on the right side. Resho on the dribble drive. Layup is good. So we're at the 4-minute mark of this first quarter. Aduan nagmamadali. Bibigay kang Pascual. Titira mula sa labas. That three-pointer won't go. Monredondo on the forward pass. Magunlay lost it and stolen by Aduan. So Aduan will now direct traffic on this half-court set. Aduan on the hop step, the skip pass to the three-point shooter. That spins out. Rebound mapunta ka Manlongat. Nice pass inside and the back shot is good para dito sa Cordillera. So 3:26 to go in this opening quarter. Resho using the right hand this time as he drives down the baseline for 2. Here comes Aduan on the other end. Passes it over to the three-point shooter and this time he misses. Ito, another three-point attempt from Cordillera. Mintis nga lang. Mula dito kang Del Rosario. On the other side, Monredondo lost it and Del Rosario takes it away. Aduan running the court against Resho. Runner is up and miss, but a foul on Team Central Visayas. Here's our elite play of the game. Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. On that no-look pass and a layup from Del Rosario. So 14 foul for Central Visayas, but that last foul was in the act of shooting. So Aduan will be tested at the 15-foot line. And first shot is good para dito kang Aduan. Still has one more here at the free throw line. So highly competitive ball game mula po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. Here it comes. The second free throw for Aduan. And rattles it in. Friendly bounce for Aduan dito sa ating first quarter. So he's one of the key players to watch para dito sa Cordillera Fearless Highlanders. And here comes Conopio. Able to take it across para dito sa Central Visayas. Now here comes Resio. Monredondo. Conopio on the top of the key. Manlungay on the left wing. Attracting a double team. Balikang Resio for three. Grazes the side of the iron and rebound para Pambansa. Another possession for Central Visayas. Conopio knocked free. And that was last touch by Cordillera.
6 seconds.
So there's Coach Romel Rasmo leading the sidelines para dito sa Central Visayas. On the other end, there's Coach Elehino dito sa Cordillera. Okay, there's a little discussion with one of our referees and the officials as the scorers table. So we have a stoppage to play dito sa ating playing venue. Okay, there's some clarifications. And we have a substitution para dito sa Central Visayas. That's Jacob Havilosa checking back into the lineup ng Central Visayas as he's gonna give some scoring boost for Central Visayas, just like what happened last night against Oxargen. Monredondo lost it. And here comes the fast break. Pascual all the way. Layup is good. A 1-point lead para dito sa Central Visayas. Velosa. Babalik po dito kang Magunlay. One of their big guys off the bench for the Fighters. 10 on the shot clock. That's Resio. Contested three. This time he misses. Here comes Cordillera. Looks to make their move. Trying to extend this lead. Three-pointer is off target from Del Rosario. Basa nagmamadali. Looks to push the tempo. Basa was fouled. And itong Cordillera now over the limit. So 2 free throws coming up for the Fighters of Central Visayas. So pamasok po si number 25, that's Charles Garcia. As Mangunlay will take a breather on the Central Visayas bench. So again, over the limit na po ang Central Visayas. So Lian Basa will be tested here at the 15-foot line. So mintis yung unang free throw as this live stream is powered by J Project Sports. So you can check our schedules, updates, and team standings of the Boys High School Basketball Tournament of the 66th edition of the PALAROng Pambansa. And by the way, these boys here from the Davao Eagles are getting loose. They're trying to watch the game from the above this EOC gymnasium. So they're taking some time to makarelax sila before the start of their next game against Zamboanga Peninsula. So that's our next game here inside the EOC gymnasium. Basa pabandang tira, bitin. But there's another whistle against Cordillera. So second foul on De La Cruz ng Cordillera. So De La Cruz will return to the bench with 2 personal fouls as he's being replaced by Dulay, number 15 ng Cordillera. Here's Garcia converting on his first free throw attempt of this ball game para dito sa Central Visayas. So a close affair as this is a must-win situation for these two teams. Second shot, that's off target. Rebound, mapunta kang Cordillera. And here comes Dulay. The extra pass, the drive to the baseline, he puts it up. That time comes up short, but Cordillera with another chance. 3-point shot, way off. But he gets his own miss. That's Algas on the putback. (16-13) para dito sa Cordillera region. Resio. Now we'll have to settle things down para dito sa Central Visayas. Garcia. Babalik ang Resio. With 5 to shoot. Resio on the penetration. Kicks it out to Basa, but he lost control of the basketball out of bounds. And that will go to Cordillera. So, decent start para dito kang Coach Elehino ng Cordillera. As we're down to the final 23 seconds of the first quarter, shot clock has turned off here in the EOC Gymnasium. Pascual, nagmamadali. Del Rosario, feet set. 3 is down para dito sa Cordillera. It's a big shot from 3 from Del Rosario from the left side. 5 seconds to go. Javelosa. Quick trigger, 3-pointer, that's good. And that's a 3-pointer from Javelosa, his first 3-pointer of the first quarter. And that concludes the opening quarter of action on the final game in Bracket D in this preliminary round. So a highly contested ball game dito po sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium in Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur, as Cordillera, the Fearless Highlanders, up by 3, 19-16.
Santiago and I'm playing for Tropang, Australia. Come watch the world play July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu, Philippines for the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you, Maga Ka Sinag.
Hello, my name is Yakov and I'm playing for Tropang, Australia. Come watch the world play July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu, Philippines for the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you, mga kasinag.
Hi, my name is Tyson Jensen and I'm playing for Tropang, Australia. Come watch.
Hi, my name is TJ and I'm going to be coaching Tropang Australia. Come watch the world play this coming July 1 to 5 in Cebu, Philippines for the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you, mga kasinag.
My name is Zybriel Santiago.
Back to live action mula po dito sa EOC Gymnasium here in Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. As we begin the second quarter between Cordillera at ng Central Visayas. So Cordillera having a decent start for them. A well-balanced attack against Central Visayas. Jumper on the way, that won't go. And here comes Dio Gonzalez with the rebound. That was stripped. And here comes the post-up move and a foul called on Central Visayas. So itong fighters ng Central Visayas having a little bit of a struggle in the first quarter. So last foul was on Dio Gonzalez. That's his second. And 2 free throws coming up para dito sa Cordillera. That free throw is good. And by the way, you can check the online store of J Project Clothing Shop sa Shopee, Lazada at ng TikTok. Second free throw on the way. That's off target, but hold on. We might have a lane violation against Central Visayas. And that's a substitute free throw para dito sa Cordillera. And this time around, that free throw is good para kang diompok ng Cordillera. 21-16 for the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera. Basa, being played by Aduan. Gonzalez swings it over to the left side. That's Javelosa. Quick double team. Nice pick and roll, and that shot is good from the baseline. Dio Gonzalez converts. So 21-18 na po ang ating talaan for the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera Administrative Region. Now Aduan on the cross-court pass, swings it over to the left side. That's Pascual, now being hounded by the double team from Central Visayas. Algas on the penetration. That shot was missed right at the shot clock buzzer. And here comes Basa on the other end. Now makes his move. Able to take it across the timeline. Pakibot sets his feet and nails a three. That's a big time shot mula sa kanto from Pakibot as he ties the game up at 21 in the early moments of the second quarter. Pascual on the other end para dito sa Cordillera, and hold on. Away from the play, there's a foul spotted by one of our referees. And here's our sharpshooter moment hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. That's a flyby move and a three-pointer para dito kang Sanjo Pakibot. So second team foul for the Fighters ng Central Visayas. So plenty of time on the shot clock. 15 sa kanilang shot clock dito on the side of Cordillera. Now shot clock down to 10. So Cordillera splits the defense. Aduan on the drive. Comes up empty. Battle for the loose ball. And that's a whistle against, I think that's against Cordillera. So foul against the ompok ng Cordillera. So bola mapunta sa Central Visayas. A hotly contested ball game as these two teams are fighting for a spot in the quarterfinals. This is the final game here in Bracket D, as we're about to conclude the final day of the preliminary round, as the quarterfinals and semifinals will take place tomorrow. Lapo dito sa EOC Gymnasium in Patinay Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. Pakibot almost struggling with the basketball, and here comes Basa, one of their prime ball handlers for Central Visayas. Ball knocked loose, and here comes Pakibot. He fakes, stops his dribble, bibigay. That's a two-point shot, comes up short. Offensive rebound off the turnaround, graces the front iron. Monredondo lost the control of the basketball and a turnover. Aduan on the fast break. One dribble, three-pointer on the way, comes up empty. And rebound tracked down by Basa of Central Visayas. Was a wild scramble there on the side. Basa running the court. And there's another whistle. Looks like an offensive foul. That's against Monredondo. So first foul on Monredondo as he was called for the offensive foul. So 7:25 remaining in this first half of basketball on their final game sa Bracket D. Pascual thought about it. Drives to the baseline, got cut off. Extra pass, and we're down to 8 on the shot clock. Ball's loose, almost a turnover, but shot clock down to 3. Outside shot, di lang pumasok. Rebound battle, and that will go to Central Visayas. So a highly physical start for these two teams in the second quarter. So maramdaman natin yung tension from these two teams because they're on the hunt for a possible spot in the quarterfinals. So there's Resho. Now takes it across the timeline. That's Lian Basa, open look for three, got it to go, and that's the first three-pointer para kang Lian Basa, and Central Visayas on top by 3, 24-21. Abando, bigay sa kanyang kakampi. That's the Ompok. Back over to Aduan, back to the Ompok of the two-man game. Outside shot, malakas. At rebound mapunta. That's Lanzadora with the rebound. Basa on the other side, switches hands, rims out on the layup attempt. Scrambling for the loose ball. At bola mapunta sa Cordillera. Algas swings it over to the corner. Abando comes up short. Rebound, loose ball. Who has it? They're diving for it. And these boys are diving for the 50-50 balls, and a little tussle there underneath the basket, and looks like somebody is shaken up on the side of Central Visayas after that diving for the loose ball. So we might have a discussion with the referees from the DepEd Basketball Referees Association. I think they're discussing if there's any possibility of a possible hostile act on that wild scrum, that tussle there on the side of Cordillera. So we'll have a jump ball, and we'll check kung kaninong possession dito on that last tie-up. Has been a highly physical second quarter for these two teams. Central Visayas still ahead by 3. So we have another stoppage of play. So we have another discussion with the referees and the officials as the scores table. I think they're trying to verify. They're kind of check if there might be a possible hostile act, or may possibility if there is a possibility of some unsportsmanlike fouls. But we'll await the confirmation with the referees and the officials here at the scores table. So they're gonna have another discussion here near midcourt. Has been a tense second quarter for these two teams, and the pressure is really on these two teams because they're hungry to secure that spot in the quarterfinals. We have 6:04 to go in the second quarter. We still have a long way to go on this final game here in Bracket D. So the last call was a jump ball, but we'll have to await kung kaninong possession on that last jump ball. So we thank you for watching sa ating live stream hatid sa inyo ng J Project Loading Shop. And after this game, it will be the matchup between the Davao Eagles, the defending champions of the 5-on-5 High School Boys Basketball Tournament. And they're gonna face off against the Sharks of Zamboanga Peninsula. So yan ating susunod na labanan here inside the EOC Gymnasium dito sa kabisera ng Agusan del Sur sa munisipyo ng Prosperidad. And there were some instances na was able to get outside this venue. Napakaganda ang mga pasilidad dito sa Governor D.O. Plaza Government Complex. A lot of festivities, a lot of sporting events dito sa loob ng Capitol Complex sa Prosperidad. So plenty of sports that are ongoing dito sa ating week-long sports extravaganza of the 66th edition of the Palarong Pambansa. So we play on. And here comes Resho. Resho makes his move. He puts it up. Bank shot won't go. Agawan ng bola. It was a wild swing there from Diompok, who was trying to take the ball away. That speaks to the intensity, that tenacity involving these two teams. They're fighting for every possession. And that's why even myself, I could feel the tension from these two teams as they're battling for a spot in the quarterfinals. 5.5 minutes to go. So no wonder it has been a low-scoring ball game in this first half rather. Basa now pushing the pace. Resho open 3. Comes up short. Loose ball. And they were able to pass it off to Diompok. Aduan on the other side. Abando way off the mark. Rebound, put back, short from Diompok. Lots of pushing and shoving there underneath. And a whistle. So foul against Cordillera. That's number 8 Algas with a personal foul. That's the third team foul for the Fearless Highlanders. As we're now at the halfway point of the second period. So babalik po si De La Cruz ng Cordillera. So yung opensa, the offense has stagnated for these two teams dito sa ating second quarter. Here comes Conopio. Now being played by the defense ng Cordillera. Inside pass. Monredondo off the spin. Another missed shot, this time from the inside. Still a one possession lead for Central Visayas. So wala pang naipasok na field goal for these two teams in the last several minutes here in the second quarter. That speaks to the physicality, the intensity of this match. Another missed perimeter jumper for Cordillera. Basa now pushing the pace this time. Finds Resho. Lots of contact but natawagan ng traveling. Travel violation against Resho. I think he caught shuffling his feet as he lost control of the basketball. Still have a long way to go here in this final game in bracket D. Wild toss from Algas. That was a great contest from Central Visayas. Basa running the floor. Takes it all the way using the left hand. And that was a missed shot from point blank. Pull-up jumper finally gets it to go after a long scoring drought from these two teams. De La Cruz able to break the ice for Cordillera. Down to a 1-point game with 3:48 to go in the second quarter. Adora. Conopio for the answer. Rebound. Who has it? They're looking for the big rebound at bola mapunta sa Cordillera. And De La Cruz will this time set up a play for Cordillera. Here comes the quick post up. The Ompok in traffic and goes right off the glass for two. And just like that, Cordillera with a quick swing as they have the lead by 1, 25-24. Timeout called by Central Visayas. Here's our lead play of the game from J Project Clothing Shop. So this live stream is powered by J Project Sports. So follow and like our Facebook page at J Project Sports for schedules, updates, team standings na ating Boys High School Basketball Tournament of the 66th edition of the PALAROng Pambansa. We're now at the 3:20 mark of this second period. So Central Visayas will have to stop this long scoring drought after this timeout from the Fighters. And there's that suffocating defense from Cordillera. The fast break here, and that was partially blocked from Resho. And we get it underway. Quick shot from Pakibot. Gets it to fall. That's a three-pointer for Sanjo Pakibot. And Central Visayas back on top by 2, 27-25. A quick swing. Seesaw battle. The answer, that won't go. Ball tipped and mapunta kang Resho. Here comes Conopio on the other end. Monredondo squeezes through the defense. And ball will go to Cordillera. Here's our sharpshooter moment from Sanjo Pakibot, hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. A highly contested ball game here in the second period dito sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium. Oh, Del Rosario almost lost control of it, but De La Cruz able to pick it up. Plenty of time in the shot clock. Diompok, ibigay sa kaniyang kakampi. Now down to 8 on the shot clock. That's Del Rosario going to work. 5 to shoot, contested 3, and he knocks it down. That's Pascual, able to hit that three-pointer to give Cordillera a 1-point lead. Conopio, that pass went nowhere and a turnover. De La Cruz on the push. Pascual on the move, the pull-up, and that misses. And here comes Central Visayas. A highly contested ball game in the first half. And that's a jumper from the foul line para dito sa fighters ng Central Visayas. And the lead swung back to the fighters. 29-28. And Pascual will set up play this time for Cordillera. Lots of traffic there. There's Diompok. Shot was knocked away. And here comes Morin, and here comes Pakibot. And you can see the fatigue from some of the players ng Central Visayas. Conopio on the drive. Misses the shot from close range. And here comes Cordillera. Pascual, quick trigger. Hits a three. That's another one for Pascual. And he's the man on fire from downtown in the first half. And then that's another turnover for the fighters ng Central Visayas. On the move. And Diompok able to draw the foul. Somebody is down there on the side of Central Visayas. That's Sanjo Pakibot, shaken up there. He's now sitting down. I think he's having some signs of possible cramps because of the intensity of the first half. That's how crucial the game is, as these two teams are looking for that spot in the quarterfinals. I think Pakibot is taking his breath here. He's still hobbling. He's now walking gingerly back to the bench ng Central Visayas. He's a much-needed player on the lineup from Central Visayas. He had a solid game last night against Soc Sargent Warriors Region 12. But Sanjo Pakibot will take a rest sa bench ng Central Visayas. So 2 free throws coming up para dito kang Diompok, the big man ng Cordillera. So this small ball lineup ng Cordillera has been working so far in the first half kasi nagkaroon ng mga openings, that open looks from 3, most especially from Pascual ng Cordillera. Loose ball battle at mapunta kang Resyo. Lian Basa. Inside. Somebody is open, but that shot is missed. Mula dito kang Lanzadora. Shot clock and game clock almost identical. The drive to the basket, rimming out. Almost went in there on that shot attempt from Cordillera. That's how tight the defense is for these two teams throughout the second quarter. Tatawon ng timeout ang Cordillera Administrative Region with 13 and 9/10 seconds to play dito sa ating second quarter. We'll be back after this.
And I'm playing for Tropan Australia. Come watch the World Play on July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu, Philippines for the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you in my casino.
Hi, my name is Gregorio and I'm playing for Tropan Australia. And come watch the World Play on July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu, Philippines for the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you mga casino.
Hi, my name is...
Competitive ball game dito sa bracket D between Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. But at the end of the first 20 minutes of action, It's the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera on top by 1, 31-30.
J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear in full sublimation. What are you waiting? Visit us now. J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sport.
We're Philippines and basketball.
I'm Jack. I play point guard, and something I'm excited for in Cebu is playing in front of my fellow family and that side of my family, and yeah.
Southside, now we overseas. Phil Cuba got the whole
my name's Jet. I play small shooting guard all the way to power forward. I'm excited to go Philippines to go get exposure over there, and I'm passing the phone to someone that rage baits everyone.
My name is Rafael Christian Rivera. I play the guard. I'm excited to go to the Philippines just to have good fun with my friends.
Okay.
This guy,
Makes you laugh.
this guy, he's just very handsome. And
Very handsome.
very pretty,
Male
very
model.
beautiful.
Male model material.
Yeah, he just makes me like very happy.
To the Feel Club 2, yeah, we built for this
My name's Azael. I play shooting guard. What I'm looking for in the Philippines is just visiting my hometown. I'm passing the mic to the fastest person in the team.
My name is Lewis. I'm a shooting guard. I am ready to East Bay dunk on whoever gets in my way. I'm going to pass the mic to the tall.
Ladies, man, still out here.
One at a time. My name is Eli. I play point guard. I want to go to Cebu to find all the girls and impress them. Okay. Pass the mic, someone handsome and cute.
My name's Jeremiah. I play center. I'm looking forward to going to the Philippines for the food.
What about Jack? Is there something?
He's always sagging.
It's always sagging.
What position do you play?
God. This is a handsome young man.
What are you excited to get out from the Philippines?
The experience.
What else are you excited about?
The food.
You know,
We're coming to win this thing.
we're coming in as the underdogs. You know,
We came from the south
we're
side.
Eagles.
So back to live action mula po dito sa EOC Gymnasium as we have a highly competitive ball game between Cordillera at ng Central Visayas. At abangan niyo po ang Sinag Liga Asia Junior World Showcase 3.0 this coming July the 1st to the 5th sa Cebu City as some of the most exciting young players are coming from all across the world mula sa US, Canada, UAE, UK, Australia at mula po dito sa Pilipinas. As we watch the world play sa Sinag Liga Asia Junior World Showcase 3.0. So shoutout natin sa ating mga kaibigan from Sinag Liga Asia, led of course by Chairman Mr. Rocky Chan and the Sinag Liga Asia President Mr. Ray Alao. So shoutout po sa inyo dyan sa ating mga kaibigan from Sinag Liga Asia. So we begin this second half on a highly competitive final game of Bracket D as this is the spot. After this game, somebody will get that spot in the quarterfinals and they will probably face the defending champions, the Davao Eagles. So that is what is at stake dito sa ating final game of Bracket D in this 5-on-5 high school boys basketball tournament. Ako po si Ray Alonsagay. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay sa ating live coverage of this 66th edition of the Palarong Pambansa. Here comes the hang time. The putback is good from Algas. And back to a 1-point lead for Cordillera. It's 33-32 para dito sa Cordillera. Here comes Basa. That ball was knocked away and he got the lucky break as he was able to draw the foul. So foul in the act of shooting para dito sa Central Visayas. And by the way, sa likod ng ating broadcasting table, naghahanda na po yung players ng Davao Eagles and the Zamboanga Peninsula Sharks. So sila po ang maglaro mamaya after this game between Central Visayas at ng Cordillera region. So an entertaining first half between these two teams, a highly competitive ball game. And there's some a little bit of tension that happened kanina in the second quarter because that's how crucial the game is for these two teams. Dito sa final game of Bracket D. Open shot from Pascual, rimming out. Off the rebound play, a whistle foul called against, let's see, that's Central Visayas. So holding foul on Resyo ng Central Visayas. So second foul on Resyo ng Central Visayas. Off the inbounds play. And he got the knockout play as Aduan will draw another foul against Central Visayas. And this time around, this last foul was in the act of shooting. So 2 free throws coming up para dito kang Aduan ng Cordillera Administrative Region. So shoutout natin sa ating mga kababayan from Northern Luzon, in particular sa mga probinsya ng Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, Mountain Province at ng Abra. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyo dyan sa ating mga kababayan mula po sa Northern Luzon. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsabaybay hatid sa inyo ng J Project Sports. Minute and a half gone by in this third quarter. Nice drop-off and Monredondo with the bucket. So great transition and there's another great assist. And Monredondo with the bucket. There's a quick double team from Central Visayas. Ball knocked loose. Monredondo all the way and dumps it down. Nice lay-in from Monredondo off the steal. And it's now a 4-point lead for Central Visayas. 38-34. Aduan splitting the defense. Almost knocked away but able to draw the foul. So that's against Dio Gonzalez. I believe that's the third personal foul on Dio Gonzalez of Central Visayas. So that is the third team fouls for Central Visayas. So they have to manage the foul situations carefully kasi they only have one foul to give dito sa early portion of the third quarter. First shot is up, is good. Wala kang Aduan. So you can check our online store sa J Project Clothing Shop sa Shopee, Lazada at ng TikTok. So second shot coming up para dito kang Aduan. And he drops it through the second free throw. So here comes Basa. Monredondo. Oh, that was a dangerous pass, but Habilosa with a catch. Layup is in and out, and 2 free throws coming up para dito kang Habilosa, one of their solid offensive players ng Central Visayas. That's Jacob Habilosa. Will have his first trip at the 15-foot line in the second half. So two free throws coming up for Jacob Habilosa, and he knocks down the first free throw. And by the way, gusto kong shoutout sa ating mga kaibigan, especially the students, faculty, and staff of the Sacred Heart School Ateneo de Cebu. So maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay sa ating live coverage of the high school basketball tournament of the 66th edition of the PALARO Pambansa. And again, ating mga manonood, I'm pretty sure they're having a good time watching this live stream. We thank you for supporting our Facebook page, J Project Sports. So as the game is going on dito sa ating third quarter between Central Visayas and Cordillera, so naghahanda na po ang defending champions. That's the Davao Eagles and Zamboanga Peninsula Sharks. They're gonna play their next game here inside the EOC Gymnasium. That's the matchup in Bracket A. And you're gonna catch that live stream after this one, hatid sa inyo ng J Project Sports. 39-36 ang ating talaan para dito sa Central Visayas. So the Fighters now has a 3-point lead. Mangawang makes his move. And misses the shot from close range. And here comes Lian Basa. Racing down the court. Swing pass it over to Jacob Habilosa. Blind pass to Monredondo. Lost it. Scramming for the loose ball and a tie-up. And the arrow will go to Cordillera. So Tan Gaviola will return to the lineup as Monredondo will take a rest sa bench ng Central Visayas. So both teams with 3 team fouls in the third quarter. We still have 7 minutes to play. Aduan off the backdoor cut. And misses the layup shot. And here comes Conopio on the other end para dito sa Central Visayas. This time directing traffic, and that pass was intercepted by Algas ng Cordillera. Cordillera now accelerating down court. Hang time! Whoa, what a shot! Switching hands in mid-air from De La Cruz. Great body adjustment in mid-air from De La Cruz. And that pass was knocked away, and that's another steal from the Fearless Highlanders. That's Mangawang. Handling the rock, splits the defense, swing pass it over to Aduan on the attack, rimming out. And Central Visayas still holding on to a precarious 1-point lead. Almost knocked away. Free throw line jumper comes up empty from Lance Adora. Another offensive rebound for Central Visayas. Conopio off the dribble drive. Basa for 3. Way off. And ahead of the field, that's Pascual. That's in and out. Will have taken the lead for Cordillera. Oh my goodness, what has been a very competitive ball game. Remember, these two teams are competing for a spot in the quarterfinals, which will take place tomorrow dito po sa EOC Gymnasium. So we have a double foul between Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. So we need a much needed stoppage of play kasi grabe ka-competitive itong laro na ito. This is the final game here in Bracket D. Central Visayas and Cordillera are batting their way to the quarterfinals, and we have a timeout on the floor with 5:33 to go in this third quarter.
Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear in full sublimation. What are you waiting? Visit us now. J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers.
So meron pa tayong 5 minuto at 33 segundo natitira sa ating third quarter. A highly competitive ball game in this final game of Bracket D sa pagitan ng Cordillera Administrative Region at ng Central Visayas. So Conopio will trigger in. Over the head pass to Basa, one of their main ball handlers on the lineup from Central Visayas. Adora will try to set a pick. Look at this man-to-man defense from Cordillera to the corner. Conopio on the dribble drive, down to 2 on the shot clock. And hold on, there's a whistle. That's against Central Visayas. I believe that's a 3-second violation against the fighters ng Central Visayas. And here comes Cordillera, an opportunity to take this lead into the hands of Mangawang. Now being watched by Lian Basa. Mangawang takes the handoff and now passes it off to Adora. Cross court to Algas. 10 to shoot. To the corner, three-pointer on the way. This time is short and Resho with the rebound. Conopio. Now this time facilitating the offense. Monredondo now coming off the bench. Ball was broken up, and here comes a steal. The layup is good. And that's De La Cruz with the bucket. I think he was holding on to his left hamstring, but was able to make that layup on the fast break. And Cordillera now on top by 1. Here's our elite play of the game. Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. Off the steal and the layup. That fast break layup para dito kang De La Cruz ng Cordillera. So the Fearless Highlanders on top by 1, and there was some trap at the backcourt. And Mangawang pass to the wrong man, and a steal by Central Visayas. And this time around, Central Visayas, chance here to take the lead, and an offensive foul. That's against Lian Basa. So both teams now over the limit. Pero with that offensive foul, wala pa tong free throws itong Cordillera, but nevertheless, wala nang fouls to give ang Central Visayas. So if you're Cordillera, they can go aggressive in the hopes of fishing fouls, in the hopes of trooping to the line. Pascual for 3, off target. And here comes Pakibot on the other end. Looks to make his move. Adora from downtown. That won't go, and rebound, last touch by Algas. So babalik po si number 25, Pascual. By the way, that last 3-point attempt was from Del Rosario, number 24 ng Cordillera. Would have extended the lead to 3, pero mintis nga lang. Fadeaway jumper, backboard nga lang natamaan doon from Adora. Here comes the forward pass, but Adora intercepts that one. Here comes Resho. Conopio. Now we'll set up a play para dito sa Central Visayas. Conopio wants to go aggressive. The sidestep. And the basket is good from Conopio. And the lead has swung back to Central Visayas. Back on top by 1. And that was broken up from Adora, but Mangawang takes it right back. 3 on the way. That's good! Big time triple mula kang Aduan. And the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera takes the lead by 2. Here comes the trap at the mid-court line. Nowhere to go, and Aduan able to track it down for Cordillera. Chance to extend the lead on this possession, and a foul on Adora ng Central Visayas. So that means free throws for the Fearless Highlanders. So babalik po si Dion Gonzalez ng Central Visayas as Adora will return to the bench. So more free throws coming up para dito sa sa Cordillera Administrative Region. Has been a highly competitive contest on this final games of Bracket D as they're battling for a spot in the quarterfinals. So which one will take the quarterfinal spot? They might compete against the defending champions, that's the Davao Eagles, in the quarterfinal round. That free throw is good to make it a 3-point lead for Cordillera. 44-41. To the hands of Dio Gonzalez. Monredondo. High-low play. Conopio could not secure the basketball. So babalik po si Garcia, number 25 for Central Visayas. As we approach 2.5 minutes to go in this highly competitive third quarter, Cordillera wants to extend the lead to 2 possessions. Here comes Pascual on the scoop shot and gets the friendly roll off the glass. That was a nice step-through move from Pascual ng Cordillera. Almost taken away. And there's another jump ball, but this time around, ball possession will stay with Central Visayas. With plenty of time on the shot clock, 15 to shoot for the fighters ng Central Visayas. Off the inbounds pass, Pakibot for 3. That was off target. And Aduan with the rebound. So Aduan brings the energy, that firepower para dito sa Cordillera. Algasa on the move, gets it to go. And the momentum has swung over to Cordillera as they're now on top by 7, 48 to 41. Under 2 minutes to go dito sa ating third quarter. Another high-low play, almost intercepted, but a whistle. Foul called against Cordillera. So Cordillera also now over the limit. That means free throws coming up para dito sa fighters ng Central Visayas. Referees are signaling that there's some wet spots on the floor, sir. They're trying to make sure na maging ligtas ang ating playing venue. So we would like to appreciate, to give a special recognition to the men and women, the crew of the EOC Gymnasium dito po sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. So we thank you for your hard work and dedication para maging maayos ang ating playing venue dito sa ating boys basketball tournament of the 66 Palarong Pambansa. So second free throw coming up para dito kang Dio Gonzalez. After that miss from the foul line. Second shot is up and good. 1 for 2 from the foul line from Dio Gonzalez. 6-point game. De La Cruz knocked away. I think that was blocked from Basa. Another second chance. Misses off the front iron. And Reshot with an opportunity to trim down the deficit. Basa has to go to work. The shot is up and out, but this time 2 free throws coming up para dito kang Lian Basa. Has been a highly physical ball game between these two teams. Hotly contested game dito po sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium. And again, after this game, it will be another matchup between the Davao Eagles, the defending champions of the high school boys basketball tournament, and they're gonna face off against Team Zamboanga Sharks. So yan ating next game. Mamaya po, mula po dito sa EOC Gymnasium. So second free throw on the way from Basa. Malakas nga lang, rebound by Dio Gonzalez. Now here comes the second chance opportunity, and Basa gets the layup to drop. 4-point game, a minute to go in this third quarter. Low scoring, highly defensive, and has been a grind out contest for these two teams, as this is the final game of Bracket D. But this is a battle for a spot in the quarterfinals. And that's a foul against, that's Garcia, I think. They're also over the limit itong Central Visayas. So 2 free throws coming up para dito kang Aduan ng Cordillera Administrative Region. The Fearless Highlanders looks to convert these 2 charity shots. This time it rolls out. This live stream is powered by J Project Sports, so you can check our Facebook page, J Project Sports, for schedules, updates, and team standings of the boys basketball tournament of the 66th edition of the Palarong Pambansa. So babalik po si Dulay ng Cordillera. As we're now a minute remaining dito sa ating third quarter. Now Garcia. Ibigay kang Basa. Now Garcia. Swings it to the right side. Resho, aggressive in the lane, drops it in. And it's down to a one possession game with 42 seconds to play. Cordillera wants to stay in the driver's seat. That's Mangawang, now tightly guarded by Garcia. That pass was knocked away. Here comes Basa. Fast break coming. Drops it off to Garcia. Takes his time and scores. Down to a 1-point game with 20 seconds to play. That's a crucial basket for Central Visayas. There's the pressure at the backcourt. And Pascual with the catch. He shoots. Misses. Loose ball at mapunta ka Mangawang. Down to 4 seconds. They're gonna put it up. And a foul on a 3-point attempt. That's a big foul against Garcia. That was a bad gamble from Garcia. He wants to close it out. But Cordillera got a lucky break at the end of the third quarter. So De La Cruz will be tested at the 15-foot line. That would mean 3 free throws. Here's our elite play of the game, by the way. Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop from Garcia ng Central Visayas. So we have another discussion with the referees and the officials at the scores table. I think they're going to check if there's a possible hostile act, perhaps, on that closeout from Garcia. But again, that was a foul against Garcia on the 3-point attempt from De La Cruz, I think from Cordillera, that's right. And we will await if there are some changes in the last call. So we had some stoppages throughout this ball game because of the physicality, the competitiveness between these two teams as they're battling for a spot in the quarterfinals. So De La Cruz will be at the free throw line for his 3 free throw shots coming up. And the referees are also checking the game clock dito sa ating venue. We will await if there's still time remaining in this third quarter. So we still have free throws coming up from De La Cruz. So the officials are double checking the clock dito sa ating playing venue. And there it is, 3 free throws coming up for De La Cruz. So that was a foul against Garcia. So there's still 1 second remaining in this third quarter. So that's why we had a stoppage play kasi they're discussing if there's still time on the clock. And there's still time remaining in this third quarter. It's a foul against Garcia. And first free throw is good from De La Cruz. Still has 2 opportunities at the free throw line. Second shot is up. This time rolls out. Still has another one here from De La Cruz. Third opportunity at the free throw line. Third free throw misses. And there goes the buzzer as we finish the third quarter. And we might have a tight race into the finish line between these two teams as this is a battle for a spot in the quarterfinals on their final game sa Bracket D. The Cordillera Fearless Highlanders still on top by 2, 50-48. And we're about to start the fourth and final quarter mula po dito sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. A 2-point lead to start the fourth quarter for the Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera Administrative Region, as these two teams are hungry to fight for that final spot in the quarterfinals from bracket D. And here we go. There's Algas. Goes to the left elbow. Swings it to the corner. Lots of traffic on the left side. De La Cruz contested. And that's a missed shot. No whistle there, tinawag. And we go other way. Here comes Basa. And stolen by De La Cruz. Fast break, here we go. De La Cruz skying high. And there's a body bump against Central Visayas. So second personal foul against Basa ng Central Visayas. So there, we just had a glimpse of the coaching staff ng Cordillera. That's led by Coach Elejino. That free throw is no good from De La Cruz ng Cordillera. There's the coaching staff ng Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera Administrative Region. So second free throw on the way. Rolls around and drops it through, and there's another double foul. And that's between Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. So again, a double foul call against Gaviola ng Central Visayas and number 28, that's the Ompok ng Cordillera. A grind-out contest on this final game from Bracket D as they're battling for a spot for the quarterfinals. Now Resho pops out. Now gonna try to take it across para dito sa Central Visayas. Resho almost mishandling the basketball. Now aggressive in the lane. And Monredondo wants to secure the offensive rebound. Bodies on the floor. They're diving for it. And here comes Cordillera. Able to grab the steal. And there's the pressure at the backcourt. And hold on. Some pushing and shoving there, as Basa was in disbelief as he was called for the personal foul. Now every possession matters for these two teams. It's still a very close contest dito po sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. That's the third foul on Lian Basa. So he has to be careful because he's one of the crucial players on the lineup para dito sa Central Visayas. And there's Coach Romel Rasmo. Actually, during the break after the third quarter, he's motivating the players na meron pang oras na makabawi in this fourth quarter. So a 3-point lead para dito sa Central Visayas. Do they still have the heart to come back? Resho for 3. This time comes up short. And there's a whistle. So last foul on Mangawang ng Cordillera. So a little discussion here with the referees, and I think they're trying to remind their players to, avoid some unnecessary, motions there on this inbounds play coming up for Central Visayas. Resho swings it over to Basa, but he lost control of it and a travel. Opening moments of this fourth and final quarter. It's going to be a highly competitive fourth quarter, a tight race to the finish line for these two teams as they're aiming to capture that spot in the quarterfinals. Dulay will direct traffic, gives it up. De La Cruz for 3. That's good! That's a big time three for De La Cruz. He has been the scoring boost in the second half as he gets the steal. Oh, he lost it. And here comes Basa on the other end. He drives underneath, lays it up and in. So much needed basket para dito sa Central Visayas. They're down by 4. De La Cruz, another three. This time he misses. Rebound tracked down by Monredondo. And hold on, there's a whistle against Cordillera. And that's a technical foul against Adona. That's a technical foul against Adona ng Cordillera. So that's a big call against Cordillera. So that means a free throw coming up for Lian Basa. So they're going to be tested here with this technical free throw coming up. So again, a technical foul called against number 9 Adona. And you're going to try to convert this technical free throw. And converts on that free throw from the 15-foot line. And it's down to a one-possession game. So a highly contested ball game dito sa ating fourth quarter. And Central Visayas with an opportunity to trim down the deficit to within 1, or they can tie with a 3-point play. Dio Gonzalez blocked from behind, and Cordillera able to grab the rebound. That was a block shot from Manglongat. De La Cruz ibigay kang Manlongat. And stolen, and here comes Central Visayas. Resho on a drive. Shot is out, but 2 free throws coming up. Para dito kang John Ray Resho. So second personal foul on Manlongat ng Cordillera. Still have a long way to go with the pace that we're seeing here in this fourth and final quarter. So a lot of fireworks coming up dito sa ating fourth quarter as Resho misses the free throw. You can check our online store ng J Project Clothing Shop sa Shopee, Lazada at ng TikTok. So second free throw for Resho after his first miss at the free throw line. Rimming out. And Dio Gonzalez gets the putback after the missed free throw. 1-point game. 54-53. And there's a body bump. Oh, that's actually a turnover. That's actually a big defensive stop for Central Visayas. Now has the opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Long way to go in this fourth and final quarter. 7:20 remaining in this final game sa Bracket D. Now here comes to Conopio. We'll try to set up a play to take the lead for Central Visayas. Monredondo, babalik ang Conopio inside to Basa. Double team. Resho for 3. Got it! John Ray Resho gives the lead for Central Visayas. 56-54. Great patient offense. Pascual on a dribble drive, hanging in the air, and he missed. Here comes Basa. They're going to try to slow things down for Central Visayas. Conopio makes his move against Pascual. And that was a bad pass. And that's a turnover for Central Visayas. And this time around, tatawag ng timeout ang Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera. A 2-point lead for Central Visayas.
This is John of J Project Bombers. Watch the wordplay. Sinaliga Asia World Showcase, July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu City, Philippines.
Hi mga kasinag, this is Andy Himao. Watch the World Play SLA Junior World Showcase July 1 to 5, 2026 in Cebu City, Philippines. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Go, and I'm going to be playing with Las Vegas Phil Lamb at the Cynic Liga tournament in Cebu City.
After the ball game, we 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
At abangan niyo po ang Sinag Liga Asia Junior World Showcase 3.0 this coming July the 1st to the 5th, 2026 sa Cebu City, as some of the most exciting young players are coming from all over the world mula sa US, Canada, UAE, UK, Australia at mula po dito sa Pilipinas. So watch the world play sa SLA Junior World Showcase 3.0. J Project Sports will be one of the coverage partners for the Junior World Showcase 2026. 3 is up and missed. And here comes Conopio. And there's a poke from behind, and that was last touch from Cordillera. Almost a steal there from the Fearless Highlanders. That was Pascual who touched it last. Still has time on the shot clock. 18 to shoot for Central Visayas. Conopio. The push shot comes up empty. And here comes Aduan. Now racing down the court. Makes his move. Pascual for the lead. He's got it! Big times 3 from Pascual from downtown. And Cordillera back on top by 1. 57-56. Resho got cut off. Has to make a cross-court pass. Basa thought about it. Goes aggressive in the paint and lays it in. And Central Visayas back on top by 1. 58-57. Algas. Tough move in the paint. And this time, Dio Gonzalez touched it last. But I think there's a little clarification from the referees. That's actually a turnover from Cordillera. There's an elite play of the game. Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. There's that nice touch from Lian Basa. Resho will try. Got it! Another three-pointer from John Ray Resho. Clutch threes in the fourth quarter for John Ray Resho. Central Visayas now on top by 4. Now Cordillera looks for the answer, but stolen by Resho. Fast break coming here. Goes all the way. Layup is missed. And we go the other way. Here comes Aduan. Passes inside. Shot was no good. Lots of pressure underneath. Pascual. Big time 3. Back to a 1-point game. An epic race to the finish line for these two teams as they're battling for the spot in the quarterfinals. Pasa stops. Try to make an extra pass, but he turns it over. Still have 4.5 minutes to go in this contest. So may pagkakataon na makalamang dito ang Cordillera on this big possession here in the fourth quarter. Here comes Aduan. Now takes across the timeline. Now being played by Resho. Algas, hanap ng mapapasahan. Bibigay kang Pascual with that last key triple in the fourth quarter. Inside to Aduan, breaks free, and the basket is good. Give that a play of the game. That was an amazing play of the game para dito sa Cordillera. But that risky pass able to pay it off from Aduan. That was a big play of the fourth quarter para dito sa Cordillera. It was a great high-low play. There it is on that elite play of the game from J Project Clothing Shop.
And the sports online foul on number 14.
So we have an unsportsmanlike foul. We'll have to check kung kaninong last foul doon. And I believe that's against Aduan ng Cordillera. It is an unsportsmanlike foul against Aduan ng Cordillera. 2 free throws coming up. First shot is good for Basa as we're tied at 62. Chance to take the lead para dito kang Lian Basa on his second free throw coming up. And Team Central Visayas still has possession. Two for two from a free throw line para kang Lian Basa, and that gives Region 7 Central Visayas Regional Athletic Association a 1-point lead, 63-62. Leo Gonzalez now going to work. Crossover. The push shot is up and out. Rebound, scramble. Mapunta kang Aduan. Trying to push off Leo Gonzalez. Now here comes Algas on the other end. Right side. Hands it off to De La Cruz. Pulling up. Jumper is in and out. Rebound. Mapunta kang Lian Basa. Who has delivered those crucial baskets in the fourth. Basa on the move. Puts it up. Side of the backboard. But Aduan touched it last, and there's some discussion from the players ng Cordillera. They're trying to plead the case, and the referees have changed the call, and that will go to Cordillera. Aduan thought about it. Instead, gives it out to De La Cruz. No need to rush if you're Cordillera. They still have plenty of time on the shot clock. Backdoor pass got cut off. He puts it up and in! That's a floater for Cordillera. And that's a 1-point lead once again for Cordillera. That was a big-time basket. And that's a steal. De La Cruz all the way! Lays it up and in! That's back-to-back buckets for Cordillera. And that's a 3-point lead for the Fearless Highlanders. Tatawag ng timeout ang fighters ng Central Visayas. Here's our replay, the elite play of the game from J Project Clothing Shop.
Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers. The design jerseys are carefully examined and printed in a quality machine that produces a fast printing, the biggest machine in the printing industry. In the sewing section, all the sewing experts use quality thread, needles and machine to make the product good-looking and durable. We customize clothing and sportswear in full sublimation. What are you waiting? Visit us now. J Project Clothing Shop has been a sublimation company for a long time. We have evolved by proving quality and top-notch products for our customers.
We still have plenty of basketball remaining in this fourth and final quarter. Under 3 minutes to go in this crucial ball game between Central Visayas and Cordillera. Final match of Bracket D. Whoever wins this game will advance to the quarterfinals. So an epic race to the finish line for these two teams. A must-win situation for these two regional teams. One from Central Visayas and the other from the mountains of the Cordillera Administrative Region. Who will take the spot in the quarterfinals? But we still have 2:51 remaining to determine who will be the winner of this game. Leo Gonzalez. That was a risky pass. And an interception from Aduan. That was a bad possession from Central Visayas. Aduan on the move. Blocked. But a foul on Leo Gonzalez. That was a bad gamble in transition for Central Visayas. As that was a foul against Gonzalez. Leo Gonzalez with his fourth personal foul. He's now in foul trouble in this contest. 2 free throws here for Aduan. This time he misses. As he apologizes to the bench ng Cordillera. Still has another one to extend the lead to 2 possessions. So second free throw coming up para kang Aduan on his trip at the foul line. Raises the front iron and rebound by Gaviola. 1 possession game. You can feel the intensity from the crowd. Conopio for the tie. That's good! Big time 3 Wala kang Sean Conopio to tie this game up at 66. We are now at crunch time dito sa Prosperidad. Almost a turnover. At Pascual from long range. And that's a wedgie. Would have taken the lead from Cordillera pero instead, nabitin yung bola sa pagitan ng backboard at ng ring dito sa ating venue here in Agusan del Sur. So it will be automatically qualified for a jump ball and the possession arrow will go to Central Visayas. We're down to the final 2 minutes of this exciting contest. Conopio on the drive, layup is good! Sean Conopio scoring the last 5 points for Central Visayas. Back to a 2-point lead for the fighters ng Region 7. De La Cruz. Resho wants to put the brakes. De La Cruz pushes the tempo. Aduan. Oh, he misses. Gets it right back. De La Cruz for the lead. It's good! De La Cruz gives the lead right back for Cordillera. Conopio struggling his dribble. Knocked away. Who has it? Here comes Aduan. Aduan all the way for the basket. And that's a missed shot. Replay on. Pasa. Babalik ang Conopio. Gonzalez with a big shot. Short. Babalik ang Conopio though. Pasa. Shot is missed. Rebound. Who has it? At mapunta ka Algas. At bola mapunta sa Cordillera. And the crowd is also getting involved here in this fourth and final quarter. At tatawag ng timeout with a minute and...
SLA Junior World Showcase. See you mga kasinag.
Hi, my name is Tyson Jensen and I'm playing for Trapang, Australia. Come watch the world play on July 1st to 5th, 2026 in Cebu, Philippines in the SLA Junior World Showcase. See you mga kasinag.
Expect a cardiac finish dito po sa EOC Gymnasium on this final game here in Bracket D. The quarter-final spot is at stake sa pagitan ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. Has been a hotly contested ball game from the get-go from these two teams. And Cordillera will take possession. A crucial possession for the fearless Highlanders. Here we go into the hands of Aduan. Now being watched by Resho. Under a minute to go in this ball game. De La Cruz on the kick out. Pascual thought about it. He puts it up and misses. Big rebound from Aduan. Another possession for Cordillera. Aduan wants to make his move. Three-pointer on the way. Rims out. Rebound. Mapunta kang Resho. And here comes Lian Basa. Almost stripped away. Ball will stay here with Team Central Visayas. At tatawag muna ng timeout ang Central Visayas with 29 seconds remaining dito sa ating fourth and final quarter. You can feel the intensity from this crowd here in Agusan del Sur. It's gonna be a cardiac finish sa pagitan ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera Administrative Region. The quarter final spot is at stake. As we take a look at some of our fans here inside this venue. So this is our AGSUR spotlight moment from J Project Clothing Shop. So the crowd is anticipating for an epic finish dito po sa final game of Bracket D sa pagitan po ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. Who's gonna take that crucial shot in this fourth and final quarter para dito sa Central Visayas fighters. Who's gonna take that shot for the lead para dito sa Central Visayas? My goodness, I have no words to say on how intense this game is right now. Plenty of instances na nagkapalitan ng kalamangan. It has been a seesaw battle. Highly physical, highly competitive match throughout this ball game ngayong hapon. So we're now at nighttime dito po sa Prosperidad. Here we go. Crucial possession for the fighters of Region 7. Conopio will be the trigger man para dito sa Central Visayas. 18 on the shot clock. He looks and waits. Resho with the catch. Looks to make his move. The drive knocked away. And a turnover. A clutch stop for the fearless Highlanders. And if you're Central Visayas, you have to make a quick foul, or else Cordillera will just waste away the time. 23 and 6/10 seconds remaining. Aduan being pressured at the backcourt. Central Visayas has to make a foul, and they do with 18 and 3/10 seconds to go. So that's against Resho. Will be personal foul.
Number 18 for personal foul.
2 pressure pack free throws coming up para dito kang Algas ng Cordillera. Biggest shots of his young career. Misses the first. Still has another one here at the foul line. He must make his second free throw to extend the lead to 2. Pressure into the hands of Algas. Knocks down the second. Matatawag ng timeout ang Central Visayas with 18 and 3/10 seconds remaining dito sa ating fourth and final quarter. My goodness. It's still anyone's ball game dito sa ating fourth and final quarter. Here's your spotlight moments from the Agursanos mula po sa J Project Clothing Shop. Punong-puno na po ang ating playing venue dito po sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. And of course, we would like to give a special thanks to the over 68,000 viewers, 68,000 followers who are now following the J Project Sports Facebook page. So continue to follow and like our Facebook page sa J Project Sports for more updates, team standings, and schedules dito sa ating high school boys basketball tournament of the 66th edition of the PALAROng Pambansa. Central Visayas still has enough time to come up with a huge clutch play. They're gonna try to tie or take the lead with a 3-point play. Who's gonna take that pressure shot for the fighters ng Central Visayas? Here comes Central Visayas coming into the court. In the lineup here for Central Visayas, we have Gonzales, Conopio, Gaviola, Basa, and Resho. That's the 5 on the floor for the fighters ng Region 7. So they're gonna go for this half-court set. So 14 seconds on the shot clock. They're gonna utilize this shot clock for Central Visayas. Conopio with the trigger man. Bibigay kang Basa. He's gonna go to work. On the move, the shot is up and in! Lian Basa ties the game at 70 with 10.6 to go. Tatawag ng timeout ang Cordillera. Big time bucket para dito kang Lian Basa. Great patience, taking his time and able to deliver that equalizer para dito sa Central Visayas. As we take a look at our spotlight moments from the Agursanon fans, Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. Itong si Lian Basa able to break down the defense on the attack to the basket. And he got the opening that he wanted, and he was able to make that clutch layup to tie this ball game up at 70 with 10.6 to go. And this time around, the pressure is on the fearless Highlanders of Cordillera. Who's gonna be the hero with the final 10 seconds of the game? So itong fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera are trying to draw up a winning play in the final 10 seconds of this regulation. Dito po sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium, a capacity crowd on hand dito po sa Prosperidad Agusan del Sur. After this, we will have the defending champions, the Davao Eagles, matching up against the Zamboanga Sharks. So yan ating susunod na labanan, this time from bracket A. So the Davao Eagles wants to stay undefeated, wants to stay on top of the standings sa bracket A. But before that, we still have 10 seconds remaining. Who will be the go-to guy for the fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera? So 5 on the floor for Cordillera. We have De La Cruz, Algas, Aduan. We also have Pascual. And also number 9. That's Adona ng Cordillera. Here we go. Who will take the last shot as we're tied at 70? Looks and waits. Finds Aduan with 7 seconds. There's a screen set. Aduan lost it. Central Visayas has time. Aduan throws it up. But it's now too late. That shot will not count. That's a second too late. That was a made shot from 3, but that was a second too late para dito sa Cordillera. Let's put 5 more minutes on the clock. We are heading into overtime as we are tied at 70 dito sa EOC Gymnasium. So here are your spotlight moments from the Agusan del Sur fans. Hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. A capacity crowd on hand dito po sa loob ng EOC Gymnasium. So we appreciate the support from the Agusan del Sur crowd dito po sa EOC Gymnasium. As we have 5 more minutes on the clock, we will have an extension. We are now at overtime. I think this is the first overtime today dito po sa EOC Gymnasium. Again, this battle is for the spot for the quarterfinals sa pagitan ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera. Lian Basa able to equalize the game with that clutch layup in traffic for Central Visayas. Who will be on top after this match sa pagitan ng Central Visayas at ng Cordillera? Once again, isang magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Ray Alonsagay. We thank you for watching sa ating live coverage hatid sa inyo ng J Project Sports. An epic battle between these two teams, one from Luzon and the other from Visayas. And of course, shoutout natin sa ating mga live viewers, to over 10,000 live viewers through J Project Sports Facebook page. And again, after this game, we will have Team Davao Eagles versus Team Zamboanga Sharks coming up after this overtime session between Central Visayas at ng Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera. So dyan lamang po kayo as we'll have overtime hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. Here comes Aduan, will set up a play on their first possession in OT. Now De La Cruz looks at the clock, down to 10 seconds. De La Cruz trapped in the paint, throws it up into the hands of Gaviola. Here comes Basa, who hit that clutch basket. Unresho lost it out of bounds, but still plenty of time here as we're now the early moments of the overtime session. Here comes De La Cruz. Now taking across. Tightly guarded by Resho. Mangawan na may tangon ng bola kontra kang Gonzales. Aduan for 3. And comes up short. And Conopio now has the basketball para dito sa Central Visayas. He's now directing traffic on this half-court set. Gaviola. Bibigay kang Resho. With 10 to shoot. Gonzales able to break free, finds Gaviola inside, overcooks the shot. Good help defense from Cordillera. And Pascual turns it over as he slipped the ball out of his hands. So Central Visayas will take possession. Neither team has scored in overtime just yet, as we're now 4 minutes remaining in the overtime session. Now here comes Conopio. Now directing traffic. Kontra kang Pascual. 12 to shoot from Conopio. Goes behind the back. Gaviola from the free throw line. Bibigay kang Basa. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Basa makes his move. Got bumped. No whistle, but ball will stay here with Central Visayas with 2 on the shot clock. 2 segundo natitira sa shot clock, so that's a catch and shoot situation for the fighters ng Central Visayas. Conopio will trigger in. Finds Resho for 3! No! And that's a shot clock violation. Again, neither team has scored yet. They haven't converted a field goal just yet here in this overtime session. A hotly contested game sa kanilang ikahuling laro sa Bracket D. This is the final preliminary day of action before we head on to the quarterfinals tomorrow dito po sa Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. De La Cruz maneuvering through Resho. Drop pass, trapped underneath. Aduan, kontra kang Conopio. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Mangawang, hanap ng kakampi. Bibigay kang De La Cruz. Off the hesitation, Aduan fires and misses the 3. And here comes Lian Basa on the drive and finally draws the foul. So that's a foul in the act of shooting against Cordillera. Third foul on De La Cruz ng Cordillera. One of their key contributors in scoring para dito sa Highlanders ng Cordillera, and De La Cruz with his third personal foul. So 2 free throws coming up for Lian Basa. So this guy delivering that tie shot, this equalizing shot in the final moments of the fourth quarter, and nails the first. And finally, after 2 minutes of overtime, Lian Basa scoring the first point para dito sa Central Visayas in OT. Free throw is good. 2 for 2 for Lian Basa. A 2-point lead para dito sa Central Visayas Regional Athletic Association. And the fighters score first in OT. Pascual now being played by Javelosa. Now wants to break down the defense. Mangawang, skip pass to Aduan with 9 on the shot clock. Using a series of screens, Aduan for 3. No, but a rebound. Putback is good. Magmula dito kang Algas. And we're tied at 72, and that's the first field goal in overtime from Cordillera. Basa wants to answer right back. He fires away. Three-pointer, that won't go. And De La Cruz tracks it down for Cordillera. De La Cruz accelerating the kick out. Aduan, big shot. Three-pointer is good. Big time three-pointer in overtime para kang Aduan ng Cordillera. Here comes Javelosa on the other end. Babalik ang Basa. Their main ball handler as we're under 2 minutes play in OT. Dio Gonzalez from the foul line. Jumper on the way. Comes up short. At bola mapunta sa Cordillera. A golden opportunity to extend the lead to 2 possessions. De La Cruz makes his move. Extra pass, Pascual. Another one. Way off. So babalik po si Conopio ng Central Visayas as Javelosa will head back to the bench. Here it is, our sharpshooter moment hatid sa inyo ng J Project Clothing Shop. Del Rosario will check in overtime for De La Cruz for the Cordillera Fearless Highlanders. Here comes Resho. Siya magtatawid sa bola para dito sa Central Visayas. And he's starting guarded by Rosario. Del Rosario. 14 to shoot. High-low play. And a turnover for Central Visayas. Algas, the skip pass. And here comes Aduan who delivered that much-needed three-pointer. Now 10 to shoot. Pascual on the drive. And I think Gonzalez able to alter that shot. And we go the other way. Here comes Conopio. Lots of traffic there. And a turnover once again for Central Visayas. And we're down to the final 40 seconds here in OT. Aduan. Now being watched by Resho. 10 on the shot clock. There's a double team. Aduan looks to break free. Floater is up and out. Here comes Basa. Accelerating. Pushes the tempo. Knocked away. And last touch by Cordillera. And we're down to the final 19 seconds in overtime. At tatawag ng timeout ang fighters ng Central Visayas. And we thank you for watching sa ating mga live viewers mula po sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao at sa ating mga kababayan abroad. So shoutout po sa ating mga 15,000 live viewers hatid sa inyo ng J Project Sports. So both teams now over the limit. It's a 3-point game. Pero itong Central Visayas, they haven't converted a field goal in overtime. And Aduan delivering that big-time three-pointer for the lead para dito sa Cordillera Fearless Highlanders. Crucial possession for Central Visayas. The fighters wants to deliver a much-needed basket in the hopes of tying this match up. As we're down to the final 19 seconds in overtime. Who's gonna be the go-to guy para dito sa Central Visayas? This is a team composed of Cebuano players, in particular from the Ateneo de Cebu Sacred Heart School. And that's led, of course, by their head coach, Coach Romel Rasmo. So the coaching staff, of course, led by Coach Romel Rasmo, will set up a crucial play in the hopes of tying this game up in OT. Who's going to provide that equalizing shot with 19 seconds to play? So Central Visayas with Gaviola, Basa, Pakibot, Resio, and Conopio. 5 on the floor for the Blue Shirts ng Region 7. "19 seconds remaining. Here comes the inbounds pass coming up. Able to find Rian Basa. Resio thought about it. Sidestep, three-pointer, short! Big rebound by Aduan as he was fouled with 10 seconds to play. That was a missed three-pointer for Jandre Resio here in overtime. And we're gonna go the other way as 2 free throws coming up for Aduan ng Cordillera. Tatawag ng timeout ang Cordillera Administrative Region with 10 and 8/10 seconds remaining dito sa ating final quarter of basketball, as we're now in the extension period dito po sa EOC Gymnasium. We still have 2 more games coming up. It has been a long game, a highly competitive game between these two teams as they're battling for a spot in the quarterfinals. And Cordillera will have possession after a missed three-pointer, would have tied the game up. And again, unfortunately for Central Visayas, they haven't scored a field goal in overtime. And Aduan delivering those big-time shots in the overtime session as Team Cordillera now has the lead by 3 with 10 and 8/10 seconds remaining. Both teams now over the limit in OT. So a big possession for Cordillera. They want to secure the basketball because if they receive that inbounds pass, they're expecting a quick foul from Central Visayas. So 5 on the floor here. We have Algas, Adona, Pascual. We also have Aduan. And that's Mangawang. So there's actually a foul, by the way. So kaya free throws coming up from Aduan. Pressure pack free throws. First shot is up. Knocks it down. That's a 2-possession lead para dito sa Fearless Highlanders ng Cordillera. Pressure pack free throw for Aduan. Got it. And here comes Team Central Visayas. They have to hurry. 7 seconds. Basa for 3. And he misses. Big rebound from Aduan. And he has been the hero in the 4th quarter and overtime. We still have 1 second remaining dito sa ating 4th quarter. And the buzzer sounds here inside the EOC Gymnasium. What a contest dito po sa Bracket D matchup between Cordillera at ng Central Visayas. And at the end of overtime, it's the Cordillera Administrative Region. Fearless Highlanders wins this one in overtime, 77-72 over the Central Visayas Fighters. So you're still watching the 66th edition of the PALARO Pambansa Secondary Boys Basketball Tournament.